I'm here in Denver, Colorado with my brother Eric. I started insulating with my dad when they bought the company when I was about 12 years old, and Eric also started when he was young. We both remember, and we're talking about loading a huge barn with those large cellulose bags, 1,000 bags on a semi-truck. It seemed like going on forever. And then we'd build mazes out of them.
Oh, it was fun.
It was awesome. So, Eric, what are you doing these days?
Well, I'm Director of Operations for a community development company. We privatized community development services and building inspection services. So I manage building officials across the whole western United States.
Yeah, so you travel all over, and whenever I have a question about codes, and whenever somebody comes to me and says, hey, what about this? What should I do, Barry? I always go to him.
Yes, you do.
And you are very helpful, and you've helped me proofread some of my articles that I've written too, and I really appreciate that.
Yep.
So, Eric, what is your advice to a insulation contractor who might find himself in a touchy situation? Maybe the building inspector has a little bit of hubris and maybe is out there a little bit and giving you a hard time on the job. What is the best way to prepare for those situations and how to handle those?
Well, first, listen to them, because sometimes codes change.
Right.
And maybe you as a contractor have not kept up with the recent changes, and there's also regional changes. I would always try to approach the inspector on an educational approach. Yes, you're going to have some inspectors out there that they don't, hey, this is it, this is the rule, or this is my way. And if it gets to that point, you get into that type of communication. At that point, then you ask for the code section that he is calling, because every inspector needs to have a code section to back up any type of decision in the field. If he can't find one, but yet he's still stern, then you need to go to the building official. Call the local building official. Maybe he can give you the code section. That's the route that I would go. Okay, great. And to put yourself in a situation where you're prepared, a lot of the communities are not familiar with the different spray applications that are going on with, like, wall spray cellulose, wall spray fiberglass, even these different materials that are now starting to come out and become more popular. What would be your suggestion in preparing yourself for a possible interaction with code? I would have all the paperwork ready. The testing on the insulation should show the R value, and I would also just have as much of the paper, like, on paper insulation, you got it tells you what the R value is, and just be able to show the inspector, this is what we have installed on the job.
Okay, very good. Whenever I have questions, I call Eric.
I do have a lot of resources around the whole country. Like when you call about Michigan, I can call the ops manager that's in Michigan and get what the code is there to let you know, and I've done that in the past as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Is there a place that any contractor can go to get the codes, and is that publicly available?
It should be, if they go to the website of each community. So if they're, whether it's a state, or the state has to publish their codes and their amendments, or a local jurisdiction, they'll have their codes listed right there on their websites.
Great. Yeah, and recently I had a contractor in New York. The building official asked for the data sheet on that particular product. And if you need a data sheet, give me a call or email me, text me, and I'll see what I can do to get you that information. Eric, thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not in those attics all the time anymore.
Oh, my goodness.
Enough of that.
Search Insulation Machines to find us on YouTube.